Good morning and happy first day. For some reason, I'm thriving today. And actually, it's so amazing, and I'm so happy to be here with you. I'm your host, Camilla Calberg, and welcome to the Divorce Mindset Live. I'm the founder of Calberg Coaching, and I'm a transformational coach. This session or this episode is brought to you by Calberg Coaching, where we help executives like yourself thrive before, during, and after divorce. And I have had the opportunity to talk to you, quite a few of you out there, wherever you are, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, or Facebook. And you ask me, Camilla, is it true that you can actually thrive even in your planning phase or in your going through phase? And yes, it is true. And that's why I say it, because I've done it myself. I've been there myself. I've been in your shoes. So I know what this is all about. So welcome to this episode. And this episode is a bit different. And I'm so looking forward to talk to you about this, because if you followed me this week when talking about performance, your executive career, how is it affected, or how is your performance affected when you are stuck in a relationship that doesn't serve you, going through a bad divorce, or actually have divorce but you haven't healed the trauma? I'm going to flip that perspective around. I'm going to share with you a research I did 2 years ago on toxic leadership styles and the mediocre results such a leadership aggressive management style, what it actually costs your company. If you're an entrepreneur like myself, if you run your own company, are you aware of the effects it has, such an aggressive management style? Unfortunately, there's so many of those styles of this in corporate, but also you can shift it around. So I am so happy to talk to you about that today and create a more awareness around this, because unless you've studied this field about aggressive management styles and you know the impact, you wouldn't know what to do differently. So welcome to this session. And I have two amazing announcements. First, if you need an extra pair of eyes on your divorce situation, wherever you are in the process, DM me and my team right now on Camilla at calbergcoaching.com, or drop me a note wherever you are on whatever platform, and we will pick it up. So happy to help you and create a better life. Remember, your destination can be so different if you know how to do it and how to go through your divorce. I have a few seats open, so just join. I'm will be happy, so happy to support you. And the other good news is I'm launching my new website, or it's the makeover website. It's amazing. This website is amazing. You can see all what I do. So just stay tuned. My team will put out an announcement later on today. All right, with this, let's dive into today's topic about aggressive leadership styles and mediocre project results. And as always, if this resonates for you, as we talk, drop me a note and comment, because that's the only way I know that you are here. Otherwise, I know sometimes the topics that I talk about is a bit sensitive. So drop me a note also, kind of in the behind the scenes. All right. So with this, let's dive into today's topic. Background. I've been in corporate for about 20 years before I decided to really break free from that corporate world and establish my coaching business, which has nothing to do about corporate. Um, and as I've been with BP, Shell, IBM. I had my own clients. Had my own customers, and what I have seen, and you may recognize this, this may resonate with you, but I have experienced aggressive management styles. And yes, I have also tapped into aggressive management style when I was facing facing my divorce. That's how it is. And why shouldn't I say that? We can't, and we have to be honest on how we show up and how we can do this differently. All right. So having left my own aggressive management style, starting to become allowed, being a coach, observing how people interact, Then I thought, all right, there are so many people out there, there are so many mid-level managers that suffer because we have a leader we report to a leader who is aggressive. And I got really, really curious to explore this topic because I thought I know what to do differently. And I have an hypothesis and I want to test this. So, what I did this research. I interviewed 24 companies around the world. I had a set of questions. And I really wanted to test out that aggressive management style leads to mediocre project results. And I'm afraid to say, but it's so it does. And I'm gonna just pull up my report, and I'm just gonna write out what the research reports shows. The research results, in short, indicates. Hi, Toriel. We're talking about leadership, toxic leadership styles, and mediocre results. So, welcome. Um, the research indicates that aggressive managers who lead by fear create unhealthy project environments and fail to deliver project outcomes as expected if the project outcomes are delivered at all. And what do I mean by that? And what does the research data shows? It shows that if we lead or when we lead by fear, we create unhealthy. My body's responding right now. If we lead by fear, when we lead by fear, we create unhealthy project environments and we set up our project members or project teams to fail because when we live in fear, we cannot perform, which means that when we go in with corporate glasses on, our project teams are not able or will not deliver project outcomes as expected, if at all. That is very, very important. And then I can go on because I'm also talking about or measuring how often KPIs, benefits are realized, and actually how much money corporations waste because they don't have put up their managers to for success. All right, so and surprisingly enough, the research also shows that obviously managers who are people focused create enthusiasm, commitment to succeed, and ultimately generate successful project outcomes that may exceed what's were in the project brief. You may know that, you may subconsciously know that, but I will tell you that I've been in corporate for 20 years plus, and I have never seen HR or leaders focusing on toxic leadership styles and the impact it has on project results. And the reason why I bring this up is that whether if you so we have this, I'm going to two I should have a board up aggressive management styles and people focused management styles. And what happens is that because you suffer, it can be you haven't healed from a childhood trauma that has really affected how you show up. It can be that you're in a bad relationship that doesn't serve you, that you're so sad. And you're actually ready to break free, but you don't. You're scared. You're afraid of what to do and how to do that. You're going through a toxic or bad divorce, or you have divorced, but you haven't healed the traumatic experience. If you are in one of those categories, not only my research shows, but also more broader research shows that you cannot create anything new. You navigate and you control from you operate on the level of control. You operate on the level of fear. And so, and the reason for that, whatever, there are so many reasons, but there is one core reason why I'm so advocate for this, is that if you don't have enough balance, how on earth are you going to navigate your corporate life, or your project teams? If you navigate and on fears, and you thrive on fears in order to survive in your corporate world, then your project teams will deliver mediocre results. And if you're a highly executive, a high earner executive, you also know that your performance goals are not being delivered. So what you have to do, there's many things you have to do, but that's one tip I want to give you, and that is to work on yourself. Because what happens when you work on yourself is that you find inner peace. And when you find inner peace, you leave the lower level of energy where it's about control. It's about having control and managing with fear, to actually going to your zone of genius. Sorel, Rita, you talk so much about zone of genius. You go into your zone of genius. You're relaxed. You focus on your destination. You focus on to create more, like 2 plus 2 is 7, for example, because it expands. That's the difference whether people are or have inner peace or are not in inner peace. And I love that it resonates with you, and I hope it resonates with a lot of those listeners who are either on this live stream or of recording. It is so important. And I want to share a few other results, and that is that um, people who tap into aggressive management styles, you may know them. You may have been there at that point in your life yourself. I've been there because I was not. I didn't tap into my inner balance. I didn't even have inner balance. I was had battles with my ex partner, and so if you have battles, whatever is going on in your outer world, you don't have, and you don't control your feelings. You don't control your thoughts. You don't have inner peace, and so you can't perform as you were expected to perform, being the visionary leader. And I want to share with you that aggressive managers, they go in and they just say do, right? They may not. If you're a leader, um, you set the frame, but the reason why you have people on your team is that you bringing expertise in order to create and hopefully exceed expectations. I guess that's the reason why we're executives, that we're actually able to exceed expectation and create even more or better outcomes for our company, for our clients, for our customers, and create a better impact in the world. But if we tap into aggressive management styles, our people, hey, welcome, um, our employees don't dare to speak up. They don't own their voice. They are so afraid. And I've been there myself. And what happens is that the team works on something. They know that they may need help, but they don't dare to ask for help. And you probably, my body's responding right now because I've been in so many project meetings, and I'm not talking about lower level projects where we are. I also led global European teams. So projects is whatever project environment we're in. But I have experience as an advisor, as an employee, where people don't dare to speak up. And then we sit there, we're just about to go live, wherever life is, a reorg, a restructure, going live in Europe. And then suddenly there's one colleague says, but it doesn't work. And what happens? The project manager, can be a VP, whatever, explodes because boom, the performance drops. You're not deliver on target. What happens with your bonus? There's a lot of, at least in IBM and other companies, it's a lot of bonus driven. If you don't deliver on target, boom, 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 that has some financial consequences. And that happens. This pattern of behavior is there for a reason, and that is because we don't dare to speak up. There is no safe environment, and that's then you can't expect people to deliver. On the contrary, people who are have inner peace, tap into their people. They look at the people rather than the number. They create resilient project environments, resilient project teams, or just team environments where people dare to come in, dare to share what's on their mind. Oh, my body's reacting again. Dare to share. I need help. I mean, if you followed me for a while, I said the best you can do is to ask for help. But unfortunately, and I think whether it's unfortunately or not, but when we experience toxic management styles, we don't dare to ask for help because we are being viewed as being weak, not being in control. And then this manager goes down and micromanage, and you just don't feel comfortable asking for help. It's not a weakness to ask for help, but when you work with someone who is very aggressive, then either you get to leave or you just find your own way and then you're proud of what you deliver. But the company probably most likely don't only get mediocre results, right? Because we try to survive in this toxic relationship or this toxic environment. And again, going back to the divorce mindset, which is what I am talking about, which where I live and breathe. Divorce mindset, it's all about having the right mindset whatever you are going through, which means that if you thrive on fears, can you thrive on fears? If you entertain fears, if you entertain thoughts that drains you down, I want you to become aware. I invite you to become aware that that type of fear and that imbalance in your body also affects your performance. So, what to do differently? What to do differently? It's really about, there's a lot of things, but I was going to give you 3 tips. 3 tips. One thing is start to tap into your inner balance. And one way you can do that is to meditate. Meditate, meditate, meditate. Yes, I now advocate for meditation. And I tell you, when I first started working with my coach, um, it took me a few years to embrace meditation. It took a few years to embrace yoga because I've been used to swimming, run. How can I sit still? It was so not me. But now I know the importance of meditation because it helps you bring in a peace, and it just either you skyrocket and deliver and exceed your results or you don't, and that's part of being in inner peace. The other thing you can do is actually to ask for help, and not as a colleague, not asking your help from a colleague, but really go to a coach, reach out to a coach, reach out to a therapist who you know, when you start having these discovery conversations, then you just, all right, but this resource can help me to the destination I want to go, the life I want to have. Because most often, I mean, I said not most often, if you are and a highly executive, you want to safeguard your career, and that is what you thrive on. You maybe you enjoy it, maybe you want to leave your corporate life on the group whatever you are, and you want to create your own business. I did it, and you can too. Maybe you have that dream, but in order to get there you get to work on yourself. And the reason why I advocate for this, whoever you decide to work with, there is room for improvement. And I tell you, when I was just started working for BP back in 2001, I had expected people to invest in me, but they didn't. They invest in topping up my professional skills. I got to work on my personal skills and competencies and capabilities. And there's 2 different mindsets here, right? Um, and the last thing I invite you to do, the 3 things, is to increase your awareness of who you want to become. And when you feel that you are not in alignment or you're becoming aggressive, take a step back, slow down, say, how can I do it differently? Why am I triggered right now? Because something is you triggers you to react in an aggressive way. You can never give other people You can never blame other people for why they show up, or they don't raise their that they don't raise project challenges in a timely manner. It comes back to how you lead that team. Cannot blame anyone else, but looking at yourself and get the opportunity to work on yourself, right? And that's it. Work on yourself, meditation, and work with a coach or therapist to actually help you guide you where you should be. That was my the free takes away, because that is your mindset. It's all about down to your mindset, and you change your mindset, help your project teams exceed expectations, and you will tap into being again the visionary leader, the one you are. And Toya, what you say, my life changes. I love that. With yoga, yoga was my go-to during divorce and still is now through menopause. Yeah, and you're an expert in this menopause. I'd love to hear more about that one day, Toya. Even 10 minutes make a difference. And thank you so much for highlighting that. The 10 minutes or whatever, sometimes like this morning, I slept over. It's been some long evenings. So I only had a few moments to actually tap into who I wanted to become, my destiny for today. And that comes where I sense to it that comes with practice. You can't practice, and so you very quickly find inner peace. And what did you say? You found inner peace with yoga. I'm gonna still enjoy yoga. I'm going somewhere in a yoga retreat, I guess, because it's so important. And I want to now be on that train, on that moment, to advocate for yoga and meditation, because I didn't do that for years in my corporate career. Most of my corporate career, I didn't do that, but we get to do that if we want to thrive and create a financial abundant life and create the life and the destiny that we want. Our life is so precious. I really enjoy, as always, Toil, your input, but this is amazing. Thank you so much. So that was the link between the mindset and aggressive management. If you want to know more about that and curious about my research, reach out to me and let's jump on a call. We can dive into the results. I actually also think it's on my website, but let's see how we can release the report again. It's really, really amazing. If you're still in your corporate world, if you have challenges with your project management team not delivering on target, which has a direct impact on your performance goals and what you get as a pay, as a bonus check. I know it. I've been there. So I know bonus and payout is really, really something that we look at if we are not, if we thrive on fear rather than helping our people thrive. All right. And with this, thank you so much for tuning into today's episode of Divorce Mindset. If you found value in this, take a moment to drop me a comment. And as you already done that, as well as take a screenshot and share this episode on your favorite social platform or platforms to help your friends, your corporate friends, and your loved ones thrive through major life transitions like divorce. And remember, happiness is real wherever you are in your divorce journey. There is light at the end of the tunnel, and your next chapter can really be your best one yet. And I believe, and I said because I've been there and I've done it myself, it will be your best one yet if you're just open and you're ready to leave your comfort zone. That's what it's really down to, as well as being committed to change and work on yourself. Yeah. um, and um, and so it's my honor, as always, to be with you on your journey to help support you through the process. So this wraps up today's episode, and remember to tune in daily for practical advice and inspiration to help you create a better and more abundant life. And I say tomorrow, I won't be live tomorrow because I'm honoring its bank holiday here in Denmark. I'm going to spend time with my daughter, Elizabeth Sophia, and we're just going to chill out and enjoy our new place. So we will be back again on Monday. Any questions, any reflections? just drop me a note, a comment. I am so happy to for all the outreaches that you do. What you say, all that you reach out, because that's really my purpose in life, is to help you create a better life. And if I can do it, you can too. And with this, enjoy this beautiful first day, and we'll be back again on Monday. Bye for now.